We will be learning about lupus erythematosus. So lupus erythematosus, it is a connective tissue disorder and it is an autoimmune disorder. So here you can get some autoantibodies to the nuclear antigens. So in the cell you have certain nuclear antigens. So to this against this nuclear antigens, certain non-organ specific autoantibodies will be circulating in these patients. Okay, so lupus erythematosus, it can be two types, like discoid lupus erythematosus and systemic lupus erythematosus, DLE and SLE. So systemic, as the name is suggesting, it is having certain systemic features, and discoid, it is purely having cutaneous manifestations. Okay, so in this presentation it is actually confined to DLE. SLE, of course, we will be discussing later on. Okay, so DLE, it is discoid lupus erythematosus. As I have already said, it is having cutaneous manifestations. So you can either call it as chronic cutaneous lupus erythematosus. Now this is the most common type that you can get, and the name is discoid lupus erythematosus. So it is suggesting the shape of the lesion. In this picture you can actually see that it is almost reddish colored, and the shape is discoid, that means just like a coin, and so it is a red discoid plaques with an adherent scale. So I hope you can see the adherent scale. Now you can get peripheral hyperpigmentation. So later what happens to this lesion, it is they can occur atrophy and scarring. So once again, the lesion, it can be reddish, it can be reddish discoid plaques with an adherent scale and peripheral hyperpigmentation. Later it can occur atrophy and scarring. So where you actually get these kind of lesion, mostly in the sun exposed sites, and the most common site where you can get this, it is the scalp. So other than that, it can be on the bridge of the nose, or it can be in the malar areas, or in the lower lip, ears, like that. Okay, but the most common site where you can get it is scalp. Now in case of the involvement of the scalp, usually it is carrying alopecia. So here you can see again the picture, the lesion, it is reddish and it is discoid with an adherent scale. Now later what can happen, atrophy and scarring can occur. Okay, now when you actually pull this adherent scale, when you pull it off and when you look at the undersurface, what type of features you can get there. So this is actually the picture of an after pulling an adherent scale, the underneath surface of the adherent scale. So here you can see a lot of hard plugs. So this is actually below this scale, you have the dilated hair follicles. So this dilated hair follicles, and later what happens, there will be hyperkeratosis can occur. So that is actually forming this hard plugs. So this shape is almost like a carpet tag, or it can be cat's tongue sign. So you can clearly understand by this schematic representation. Above you can see an adherent scale. Below you can see the follicles, the dilated follicles, hair follicles. Okay. Now after on, there can occur some hyperkeratosis can occur in this area. They can form certain hard plugs. So when you actually remove this scale and look the underneath surface of that, you get a lot of pointing plugs, hard plugs. So that is carpet tack or carpet tack sign or cat's tongue sign. This is actually the picture I have already said about the dilated hair follicles, isn't it? Which is the reason why you can actually get that carpet tack sign. So in this picture you can see a lot of orifices of this dilated hair follicles. On this is the image of the scalp where you can see dilated follicular orifices. Now we were actually discussing about lupus erythematosus, which can be of two types, DLE and SLE. DLE can also be again two types. One is localized and disseminated. So localized, when the lesions are above the chin, then it is localized. Disseminated means when the lesions can even extend below the chin line, so it can be disseminated. Now you have to remember what is their association or risk of converting into SLE. So in case of a disseminated, of course from the name I hope you can understand that disseminated has more risk of converting into SLE. Okay. Now when we actually discuss about the treatment, so the treatment basically what the patients have to get, they have to ensure protection from the sun. Apart from that, the first line treatment can be given like potent or super potent topical corticosteroids, and you can give some topical calcineurin inhibitors. One such example, it is tacrolimus. Now as a second line treatment, you can give anti-malarials. One such example is hydroxychloroquine, and retinoids can also be prescribed. So that's all about discoid lupus erythematosus. Thank you.